Hello and welcome. We are continuing with our history from 1, and today, or this time around, we are starting with the Mwenenemutapa kingdom. The Mwenenemutapa kingdom, remember, just as we said last time, to say we looked at the Western African kingdom, that is Mali. Then we looked at Eastern African kingdom, that was Uganda, and this time around we are in Central Africa. So in Central Africa, we are now looking at the Mwenenemutapa kingdom. So let's be together. This is one of the wonderful topics as well, wonderful kingdoms. And in this kingdom, because it is in Central Africa, it is just near our Malawi, which means some of the names may not be very difficult to pronounce because in Central Africa, the language is almost the same. So, you know, Mwenenemutapa in Zimbabwe, they speak Shona mainly. So Shona is not a very difficult language. So the names that we are going to encounter are almost the same names that we pronounce each and every day. So that's where it will be really wonderful. So in this topic, we are going to look at a lot of issues. We'll look at the kingdom of the origins of this kingdom. Then we'll look at the factors that led to the rise of this Mwenenemutapa kingdom. And we'll also look at the organization, how it was organized. We'll look at that to say how it was organized, maybe socio-political organization, economic organization, maybe to say what were the activities that the people of Mwenenemutapa were doing, their day-to-day activities or economic activities, and we'll look at that. Hence, also we are also going to look at the decline, factors that led to the decline of the Mwenenemutapa kingdom. So all these things are the ones that we are going to discuss in this topic. So let's be together. Let's go through this wonderful topic together, the Mwenenemutapa kingdom. Now, as we said, we start with the origins. So what we have in this picture here is the Great Zimbabwe ruins. The Great Zimbabwe ruins. This one, it is still there. These are the ancient buildings that were done some time back, but they are still there as the national monuments. They are there as the tourist site, one of the tourist sites. If you visit Zimbabwe one day, just go to visit the Great Zimbabwe, then you remember to say, oh, they are the things that we learned in Form 1. So these are the things or the ruins, the Great Zimbabwe ruins. So the Mwenenemutapa, or the background to the Mwenenemutapa, has its origins. To say it is found in Southern Africa, present-day Zimbabwe and Mozambique. So when we talk of Mwenenemutapa, we talk of the area of Mozambique and the southern part of Zimbabwe. So it was founded by the Shona. So the Shona were the Mwenenemutapa kingdom. And also the subgroups of the Shona were the Karanga, the Rozwi, the Zezuru, the Korekore, the Manyika. All these people are still there even now. They are still there. So they are just the subgroups of the Shona. So the Shona settled north of Limpopo River, and south of Zambezi River. So that was the land where the Shona settled. You go to the map, open the map, and see where there is River Limpopo and where there is River Zambezi. So in the place between River Limpopo and Zambezi, in the land in between, that's where the Shona settled. So the word Zimbabwe the word Zimbabwe comes from two words, Zimba, Zamabwe, Zimba, Zamabwe, which means stone buildings, stone buildings. So Chief Chikura was the founding ruler of the great Zimbabwe kingdom. So here we are talking of the great Zimbabwe kingdom. We are not yet there at the Mwenenemutapa. We are talking of the great Zimbabwe, that picture that we have looked at. So we are saying Chief Chikura was the one who founded that great Zimbabwe kingdom. So Nyasimba Mutota ruled between 1420 and 1450. He expanded the chiefdom southwest and north and even northeast. So in that great Zimbabwe, another ruler came in after Chief Chikura. So there was Nyasimba Mutota. Nyasimba Mutota, he ruled, he became the ruler between 1420 and 1450, that is AD. So we are saying that Mutota, he expanded greatly the kingdom to the north, and he controlled the long distance trade. So when he expanded to the north, the aim was to control the long distance trade. So the kingdom later was abandoned because it had exhausted the salt trade. So we are talking of the great Zimbabwe. It was abandoned because the aim was to control the long distance trade, especially in salt. Then that salt trade exhausted. Then the kingdom or the place, it was abandoned. So after abandoning the original great Zimbabwe kingdom, the Shona then established the Mwenenemutapa kingdom. So Mwenenemutapa kingdom got its name from the Barwe and the Manyika. The Barwe and the Manyika, that's the people who provided that name Mwenenemutapa. So it was located in Mazowe Valley, in the Mazowe Valley. So Mwenenemutapa was known for its gold, but later in 1480 it collapsed. So Mwenenemutapa kingdom, which was established at Mazowe, it was basically trading in gold. So in 1480 that one again collapsed. So the Shona then established another kingdom called the Rozwi. So it was established on the Zambezi Plateau by Dombo, and was well known for its gold as well. So after the collapse of the Mwenenemutapa, then there was the Rozwi Kingdom, which was established in the Zambezi Plateau, as we are saying here, by Dombo. And they were also doing trade in gold. Here now we have looked at the origins, a brief history of the Mwenenemutapa. So this time around, let us look at the factors. What were the factors that led to the expansion of the Mwenenemutapa kingdom? So number one, we are talking of the able rulers. So good leadership skills. So they had good leadership skills, those other rulers. So Nyasimba Mutota and his successors, they were very, very good rulers. So these leaders, they controlled over the commercial activities. So we are talking of Nyasimba Mutota. We have already mentioned him as the one who tried hard to expand the kingdom. So he was a very good leader, and his successors. So they were controlling the trade activities that were taking place within their kingdom. Another factor was the strategic position for trade. So the kingdom was at a good position for long distance trade. So this kingdom, we are saying that it was strategically positioned, whereby people were coming in for trade. Also, fertile soil. So the kingdom had rich cultivable land, grazing areas, and large timber resources. So they had land, good land for cultivation, land for grazing their animals, and also for timber resources. They had a lot of timber. And also, It had large deposits of gold, iron ore, and copper. So all these were there in the Mwenenemutapa kingdom. As a result, the kingdom expanded. And also, another factor was the industries and crafts. So they made crafts from gold, copper, iron ore, and also they were weaving some of the materials, weaving, that is woven materials, weaving like baskets and the like. So the things that you weave, those are called woven materials. So they were traded with their neighbors. So they were trading in gold, copper, iron ore, as well as other materials, the woven materials that they were making. Another factor for the rise or expansion of the Mwenenemutapa kingdom was the common religion. The common religion. So the Shona, they were bound by the common religion called the Mwari card or Mlimo, the Mlimo card. So there were spirit mediums also called the Mhondoros. The Mhondoros, they were the spirit mediums who also served as oral historians. So the Mhondoros, they were also serving as historians who were reciting or who were telling the people about their background, their heritage. So the Shona religion was a major unifying factor for their society. Just as we have been mentioning all along that religion is a major unifying factor whereby people may differ in political affiliation, may differ in where they stay, but they may be united in religion, in the religious beliefs. Another factor for the rise of Mwenenemutapa was population growth. So this led to the expansion of the kingdom as rulers drew the conclusion that the conquest to create a room for expansion was a solution. So the rulers of the kingdom, they made it a rule to say that if we emphasize the conquest, or we emphasize on the military conquest, then we are going to make room for living. So as a result, with the military which they had, they created more space. So their kingdom it led. So we are talking of population growth here to say this one, it led to the expansion of their kingdom. So because there were so many people, then their rulers, they made a conclusion to say, no, we need to expand our territory to accommodate the growing population. Now, let us look at the social-political organization of the Mwenenemutapa, having looked at the factors that led to the rise of the kingdom. Now let us look at the social-political organization. How was this kingdom organized? So we are going to look at the organization of the Mwenenemutapa kingdom. So let us start with the political organization. The political organization of this Mwenenemutapa kingdom. So we are saying that it was characterized by a number of aspects. Number one was the centralized system of government. So the king was the head of the government. So the king was at the center of the government. That's why we are saying that it was followed the centralized system of government. So at the king's court, at the center of the kingdom, then the king there was assisted by a number of officials. Who were they? We are talking of the chancellor of the kingdom. There was the chancellor of the kingdom, also the court chamberlain. The court chamberlain was there, and also the head drama. The head drama. When we talk of the chancellor, we can talk of the prime minister. And when we talk of the court chamberlain, we talk of maybe we can talk of the judge now, the one who was taking care of the issues or the cases there. And when we talk of the head drummer, we talk of the head messenger to summon maybe the people who are called for the meeting, the head drummer. And the military commander was also there assisting the king. And the keeper of the fetishes, the keeper of the fetishes. You know fetishes? Fetishes they are what are called as in local language, you call them ndondosha, as in maybe other language that I know. But basically it is related with magic. They are like the things that magicians use, maybe they send those things to do other things, to perform the magic somewhere. So those things they are called the fetishes. The fetishes. We can also talk of things like the juju or the chitumwa, things like those. They are in the group of the fetishes. And also head doorkeeper was there, and the chief cook was also there. So those were the officials that assisted the king at the king's court. And there are also the queen mother. The queen mother was also there, and there were also 9 wives of the king at the king's court there. 9 wives were there. Concubines and waiting women were also there, about 3,000 concubines and just waiting women who were waiting for the king to be appointed by the king to say, all right, now you are my wife, now you are my wife, like that. And the concubines were also there. So altogether 3,000 people. So it means that there were a lot of people there. And the vassal kings and governors, they were also assisting the kings. But these ones, they were outside the king's court. Because we talk of the governors, they were like the representative of different territories and the chiefs of different territories. So we are saying that the queen mother and the provincial wife had their own quarters and their own miniature court within the palace enclosure. So we see to it that the queen mother and the provincial wives, the wives who were in the provinces, they had their own court there within that, or the place where they were staying. Also, there were the council of chiefs, So this council, it advised the ruler. The Mwenenemutapa was being advised by this council. So the council brought together the chiefs of Guruswa, Kiteve, Mbire, Barue, and Manyika. So all those leaders, the chiefs of those areas, they were coming together to form the council of chiefs. So their main duty, as well as we have said, that they were advising the ruler, but they were also there to maintain law and order. They were there to maintain law and order. And also they collected tax and supplied warriors to the king. So they collected tax and they supplied the warriors to the king. So you see there the activities performed by the council of chiefs assisting the king all the time in different areas. But here, what you have to note a lot here is that this council, it made of the chiefs who were coming from other territories. Those ones, they were the ones who formed a council, and they were advising the ruler, and they were maintaining law and order. The royal fire is another thing that we are going to look at, the organization of the kingdom. So there was the royal fire that burnt throughout the king's lifetime. So throughout the king's lifetime, there was fire at the king's palace there. It was burning day and night. So all great chiefs and other vassals had fires lit from the royal fire. So what we are saying here is that all those territories, Gulushwa, Kiteve, and where others, they were coming there to get the fire. They were lighting their fire, and they were also keeping that fire at their courts where they were ruling in different territories. So after the great new moon festivals in May, which was taking place in May, these fires had to be rekindled from the central one. So what was happening was that in every year, in each and every year in May, what was happening was that all those chiefs, territorial chiefs, they were coming when there was that great ceremony, or the great new moon ceremony. So they were coming there, and after that ceremony, they were getting the fire that they were also going to keep it for the whole year. And after that, after a year, they could come back and rekindle that fire and get the fire again from the king's court. So that was what was happening. So it was done in order to symbolize the renewal of allegiance to the king. So the rekindling, the getting again of that fire each and every year by the territorial chiefs, it meant that they were renewing their royalty, their allegiance to say, we are still under you, the Mwenenemutapa. So the lion was a sacred animal. The lion was a sacred animal because they believed that the king, when the king died, his spirit take up the residence in a lion. So the lion was a very sacred animal. You are not supposed to kill an animal because it was like you are killing the Mwenenemutapa, the spirits of the Mwenenemutapa. Hence, it was not to be killed except during a hunt where a king was present. So when there was time for hunting and the king was present, it was the only time when the king could say, let us now kill a lion. So the king was often referred to as the lion. So that's why the lion was a sacred animal. Religion was another aspect of organization. So kings were semi-divine, and were the highest representatives of God on earth. So the king had also divine powers. The priests maintained peace and stability. So the priests, their duties were also to maintain peace and stability. Now let us look at the standing army as another aspect of organization. So the army defended and expanded the kingdom. The provincial rulers, they recruited the soldiers. They were there to recruit the soldiers. And the army observed discipline. The army were there to observe discipline. And the recruits went through thorough training. So those who were employed as soldiers, they were not just there to say, all right, now you are now a soldier. No, they could undergo a very serious or thorough training.